all on here, but I'm just going to move forward with recording, and hopefully this will be easier so that you guys can see some of the screen sharing things that I would like to do. Using this Google Hangout, I get to show you guys kind of what's on my screen, and that's a little easier than going back and re-editing in a YouTube video. So hopefully we can make this work in the future and figure out how to have Google Hangouts and broadcast them. So, all right, I have my note cards. So I will kind of jump into the training that I want to talk about. And I know that a lot of us have side conversations that aren't held in the Beauty Berries group. And so some of you may not know that you're kind of all dealing with the same things. A lot of you have had your lunch already, had a little bit of a slump, and you're not really sure what to do now. I know that Erin, I don't know how to say her last name. That's kind of the downside to only knowing people online. Erin Machoud, is how you say that, posted this. Let me share my screen with you guys so you can see what I see. Nope, entire screen. Okay. It's like an eternity of all the screens. Okay, here's my screen. All right, Erin shared this, I guess it was 2 days ago, and it was right up my alley of exactly what I was trying to share with y'all. Basically, she talks about how it's really normal to have a little bit of a slump after you join, and then every once in a while, periodically after that, you'll kind of have a slump every couple of weeks, usually once a month or once every other month, something like that, somewhere on an average of about that. And really, it goes along with kind of just how much you put into the business and how that is really taxing on you. So, okay, you can see in her post, she compares it to sprinting versus a marathon. And it can be really tiring when you first start out, when you're like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it really big. You really hit hard and try super, super hard. And then you get tired, or you run into a couple of people who tell you no. And it's difficult to do. So, okay. Erin shares her testimony that she was ready to quit at the end of summer, and the new catalog launch wasn't that great for me. She'd hoped it was. She had been sitting at senior lead consultant and really frustrated that she wasn't getting to team manager. Of course, now she's much above that and doing great. Let's see. So, okay, her advice is that if you're at that point, okay, if you're struggling, looking at zeros, looking at nothing, okay? Jump in with some self-care, okay? So she says, go give yourself a pedicure right now and kind of re-energize a little bit that way. And then, if you're hitting a slump, she says, check out the Jamberry University Lesson 8 and also this video. They both help her. Okay, so this is a Tony Robbins Power of Positive Thinking, and Lesson 8 also talks about positive self-talk and like the positive messages that you can give yourself. And basically, it's all about learning how to get over rejection. There's a good video in there in that lesson about how to kind of overcome that. So let me see if I'm back. Here we go. So Lesson 8 is a great resource in the Jamberry University, and that is part of why, if you guys have taken a look at the new incentives, which I posted earlier today, I have completing Jamberry University as one of the ways to earn an incentive entry. And I think this is super important that you guys are not only completing Jamberry University, but using it as a resource whenever you need to revisit. I know I've probably watched the section on home parties like 1,000 times, prepping for, not 1,000, it's probably like 12, but prepping for a home event or prepping for how to walk somebody else through a home event. My business has been almost completely online because that's what works for my schedule, and I think that's probably the case with a lot of you. And so because of that, I have to kind of refresh on that topic. So let me see if I can screen share this with you guys. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. So you can see what I see. Okay, so here's the Beauty Berries incentive this go round. Let me make it big. Right now, we have an incentive for recruiting, and so obviously Jamberry is running that. But I also wanted to encourage that as well for our team. And like I said, the Jamberry University, that will help you immensely in relaunching and revamping your business. The recruiting, which I think is something you should always be rewarded for. That'll probably be in every incentive I do every single month. And then 1 entry for each party held. And the reason I'm doing this as a party held rather than like a certain number of sales is that I don't want it to be too daunting. I know I've been there when you see an incentive and you're like, oh, I'm never going to make that because I can't reach that. You see a goal for 8,000 or not 8,000, 800 PRV, and you're like, I'm never going to make that. So that can be really frustrating. So I want this to be really maintainable, reachable when you're relaunching. Okay, if you're restarting your business, you're not going to hit, twice what you normally make or whatever. So 1 entry for each party held. Just have a party, even if it's a mystery hostess party, even if it's a relaunch, party for your own business, which I'll talk about in a moment. That is what we're talking about right there. Then for this time, we're going to do a Jamberry logo mug, which is a great thing you can use in your marketing and, just having it out and about. It's a great conversation to start when, somebody says something about it. Oh, that's a cute mug. Where'd you get it? I won it in an incentive. I was, working my Jamberry business, and it kind of gives you an in. And then, of course, a $5 Starbucks gift card, which I hope you can use and show off your jams and talk to the barista there. So I'm feeding you a lead here. Hopefully you'll use that. I think it's really fun to get the products in the the promotional materials rather than marketing materials, because you guys can use that when you earn the incentives. So I'm trying to pick things like that. If anybody has a suggestion for an item to use in a drawing for future incentives, let me know. I'm always racking my brain trying to find something that's going to be something you want, something that you guys are hoping to get. So anyway, good luck to you ladies in April for this incentive. On that note, let me go back. Oh, I need to plug in my computer. Let me go back to my screen. Hi, I'm back. I couldn't see myself. Sorry if I was out of frame. Plug in my computer so it doesn't die on me. Okay. On the note of the incentives, I have the entries for the incentive here in my hat, and I'm going to draw a winner. I wish this was live so you guys could see it in the moment. I just have them all folded. Okay, here's our winner. Allison. I hope that's not reversed in the actual thing. Allison won the t-shirt, and let me see if I can have that to show you guys so you can see what she won. I do indeed. It's over here somewhere. Sorry, this is probably like giving you a headache. Okay, so current incentive, she gets to pick one of these from the Jamberry print shop. And my favorite one is the blingy Jamberry text. I think that looks really cool. But of course, there's the option of in either of these designs. So congratulations, Allison, on working your business. It's pretty exciting. You got to help your team be active. You got to be active and get your fast starts. That was how we were pursuing that last time. So Congrats. Let me close this out and get back to you. Okay, over here. I don't know if I was sharing my screen there or not, or if I was just looking at it and you guys are like, what is she talking about? But yeah, so I'll get in touch with Allison and get her a t-shirt, which will be awesome when she relaunches her business. Let's talk about relaunching. Okay, I had my coaching call with Dawn yesterday, and she gave me a quote to share with you guys. And if you've ever seen Dawn say this, you will know she says it a lot. She's famous for it. And this is a great mindset to start out with when thinking about the relaunch of your Jamberry business. Dawn says, the only way you aren't making progress in your business is if you quit. It's true. I know it's true because I did that. Not quit. I didn't like lose, my downline, and I didn't turn off my what is that called? Webpage, website. I didn't go that extreme, but I just stopped working it completely, and it was a period of me being really discouraged. I had done a fundraiser in September that really didn't work out. It was frustrating. I had issues with the order. It was just problematic. And it was a time when shipping was really problematic. You guys who are newer haven't seen that. They've amped up their shipping department like exponentially. And so I haven't seen issues like the ones I had in a really long time. But yeah, I had issues with a custom nail art studio design for the fundraiser, and it was so frustrating. The whole situation was the recipe for burnout. I was giving away a portion of my commission, which I really truly needed financially. I needed that, and I was working really hard to make this fundraiser beneficial for the group that I was working with, and I was also working with my team, which was smaller, but still, I mean, I had a lot of responsibilities with them. And so I was feeling really burnout. And now I know how important it is to focus on self-care when you're feeling that way. I had a conversation with one of you recently about self-care and looking after yourself. When you're feeling super frustrated and just done, do something for yourself that's truly for you. It doesn't have to be the pedicure that Erin suggested. It could be something else. But recharge, go outside, eat good food, get lots of rest, and then after you've taken a break, you can kind of come back and return to it. I will encourage you to take a break that's scheduled. And by that I mean, don't just say, oh, I'll just stop and I'll see how I feel in a month, or I'll see how I feel at the beginning of May. Make a date to kind of go back to work. If you were to take off leave from work, they would expect you, if you had a 9 to 5, they would expect you to let them know when you're going to be back. And you owe it to yourself to treat this the same way. If you take off time, which I encourage, I think it's vital to your own health and personal growth. If you take off time, make sure you know when you're coming back so that you don't just let it fall by the wayside unintentionally. Now, obviously, it's very different from when you actually choose to walk away from the business. And some of you know that my original sponsor did that because of a difficult pregnancy. And that was a very wise thing for her to do. It was the best choice for her and her family. And I was so sad to see her go. But it was also very important for her that happened. That all said, I've walked this where you get a slump, it's frustrating, you get burnt out, and I've also come back from that. So the second half of that story goes, I had a frustrating experience at the beginning of September. I stopped working my business. October went by with 0 sales, just none. I didn't even really reach out. And then Black Friday started, and I decided to go for it and just try, and I ended up promoting to lead consultant that month. So November was really big, and obviously it helped to have Black Friday, which is huge for the whole website, being like completely booked, bogged down, and there's just lots and lots of traffic, more than Jamberry's ever seen. So that was helpful too, but I then kept that up. Shockingly, December was a little bit slow. December usually is a tiny bit slower. People have already done their shopping by that point, but anyway, yeah, so then January I re-ranked. February I did it again, and those are supposed to be slow months too, and it didn't stop me. So I was completely shocked to see that. Not only coming back to my business and working it and being, oh, I'm just active, which is hard, actually. It doesn't sound like it would be, but it sometimes is. Not just getting active, but also, I mean, I was promoting, I was maintaining rank, and that was huge for me. I was shocked that that happened. And so then I started going, okay, I can do this. This is something I don't need to quit. I need to keep going and press forward. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Looking forward to promoting and getting up to team manager and beyond. So that's kind of my story. I'm not, obviously I'm not the highest rank person in our upline, and I think that's worth mentioning. It's really easy to try and compare yourself to other people. I know for me, it's hard not to compare to people who started the same time as me. For example, Dawn was only a consultant for about 3 months before I joined. Her anniversary is in March and mine's in May, Jamberry. And it's really hard to not look at that and go, well, she's at the very top of the company and I'm only a lead consultant. And there's 3 months difference between us. So shouldn't I be 3 months behind her? Well, no. She has a different path than I have. And so it's discouraging sometimes when you start looking at what I'm doing versus what somebody else is doing, but truly, her path was totally different from mine, and the circumstances around her joining were very different. And it's crazy, really, the growth that she had. It's absolutely unprecedented to have. I mean, and I know that there are people who've ranked up faster than that, but it's pretty insane how fast she moved up. So I know it's easy because Dawn is our team manager, and so you're kind of closely linked to her. It's easy to be like, well, why am I not like Dawn? Well, for some of you guys who joined this year, you're not going to be at the level that Dawn is at currently, and that's okay. You may not be at the level of the other people who were hired the same time as you, that joined. Somebody that joined the same day as you might be ahead or behind because that's individual. That's why we're all independent consultants. We all have our own businesses. So just a reminder as you relaunch to not beat yourself up for not being where somebody else is in their Jamberry journey. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's so true. Be really happy to be where you are in your business. And if there's something you're not happy about, identify how you can change it to propel you to the future. Don't just sit and wallow in it. If you need somebody to commiserate with, I'm great for that. Come in, chat with me and say, hey, this is so frustrating. I need to vent. And I will hear you out and I'll brainstorm with you for how to move forward. But just don't have a pity party for days and days and days. Give yourself some time for that and then just keep on going. So moving past the feelings of beating yourself up or feeling bad about where you've been, you've got to move into motivation and enthusiasm. You want to basically get back in the mindset that you were in when you joined. The week that you joined, the day you got your consultant kit, how did you feel? Why did you feel that way? You want to find that exact thing and try and recreate it. I do this when I'm talking to somebody that I've never talked to about the opportunity or about the product, and I pretend in my mind that I just joined. I phrase things differently when I have that mindset than I would if I was like, well, I've been doing this for a while and I don't really make as much as I want to, but you should join my team anyway. That's going to lead to conversations that aren't as positive, aren't as excited, and honestly aren't going to lead to a lot of excitement from the other people. I just did this today, in fact. I went through and thought of who I love to work with. It might be people that I have never actually shared a job with, but a lot of the people I end up thinking of or people I used to work with who are still my Facebook friends. And I messaged them and said, hey, I really liked working with you. I really want to work with you again. Here's the project I'm currently working on, and I want you to just take a look at it. And so some of y'all saw my sneak peeker today. She's one of those people. I am hoping to see more from that. And my point to share is just that even having been at this for almost a year, there are still people that I haven't reached out to and that I can reach out to with the mindset of, if I got my kit this week, these are the people that I should have and I didn't reach out to then. And I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to do it as if I just started, as if I still have that excitement and that, oh my gosh, I just started this amazing journey, this great business. You should start it with me. And so that's been working for me. Those conversations have been really great. I've got one already in a sneak peek. I've got other people who I'm talking to about it. And who knows where that will go. But that's the mindset you want to be in. When you're relaunching your business, think about how it would be like if you were actually starting your business. What you would have done the first time around if you had known then what you know now. Does that make sense? All right, so resources for a relaunch, okay? There's a document in Great Chance, and I'm going to try to upload it over to the Beauty Berries group as well, just so it's easy to find. It's called 50 and 5, and it's a really easy way to think of leads. It's kind of a worksheet, if you will. And basically, it's 50 people to talk to. And there are a ton of ways to do this if you just look at different direct sales models, but this is just the document that's available to us easily. So that's a great one to look at to figure out who do you start talking to. The new consultant guide, I know it seems like baby info, like that you already know it, but go back and read it again. If you don't know where your copy of the Fast Start guide is, or the Startup guide, is that what it's called? Anyway, if you don't know where your copy is, you can find it on the Jamberry website. And then, of course, Jamberry University is a huge resource for relaunching your business, because it's all the information, all the training that they want you to learn at the beginning. Now, I can kind of Jamberry stock you. Not all of you. Those who are my direct consultants. And then, of course, any of the people who have direct consultants underneath them, you can do this too. If you want to know how, just message me. But I can see how much of the Jamberry University you've completed and how much you have to go. So I know that none of the consultants directly under me have completely finished it. Now, I already knew that from conversations with you guys, so it's not like a secret. But I really encourage you, especially with the incentive going, you could earn an entry just by finishing Jamberry University. You can do it in one day if you have that much time, like on the weekend. For those of you who work during the week, you absolutely can. It is recommended by Jamberry to take it in chunks. Literally what I did was I would have a game or a show open, and I would just do a section or a couple questions during commercials, or I would do a section and then play a game, and then do a section and come back. So it's easy. But like I said, it makes a good reference for when you come back and finish it up, you know, and reread. But you have to read it the first time so you can go back and reread it. A lot of the questions that I've been getting can be answered in Jamberry University. And so sometimes if you guys ask me a question, I'll link you to a specific section. And if that's new to you, go ahead and finish out that section and get credit for it. Might as well. Anyway, that's enough about Jamberry University. You know you should go and read it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just go do it. Go get an entry and win a coffee mug and some Starbucks. I put my Starbucks down way over there, and I'm lamenting that. I want to get up and go get it. But anyway, okay, so launch party and the new consultant trainings. So recently they did a online launch party training, and they also have had, I guess, monthly new consultant trainings on the dashboard. The new consultant trainings, I will pull up the link or the screen for you. The new consultant trainings have been online, if I can find the right one. They have been online as a SoundCloud. This is the SoundCloud website for Jamberry, I guess the Jamberry account. Ooh, I can follow them. That's handy. But yeah, they've had new consultant trainings. I've been saving the link to these, so if you guys want to hear the previous months, I guess I have February and March, and then of course now April. They also have leader trainings and other trainings in here. This is not just this, there's lots more, but the ones that generally will apply will be the new consultant trainings. And that is always listed in the dashboard. And you know what, I'll just go ahead and pull up my dashboard and so you can see. And then there's also new consultant, the online training for your launch. You can also look at all the launch party information bits by just searching in Great Jams in the little search bar for launch party, and you'll get lots of tips there. So here's the dashboard currently, and let me find it. There is so much information on here. Oh my gosh. Okay. New consultant training, you can click here to listen. That was the one I just showed you on SoundCloud. And there's also another training. Let's see, older news. Training for your launch or relaunch Jamberry business. Belinda Ellsworth will teach you how. Click here to learn. And that is an amazing, let me just pull it up. That is an amazing opportunity to get more training there. I listen to every single training, every single one. If there is a training with Great Jams, I'm on it. If there's a training on SoundCloud, I'm on it. If there's a training on the dashboard linking to the YouTube, videos, if there's the Jamberry Now call, I'm on every single training. And I hear a lot of the same things over and over again. But let me tell you this, that has been beneficial to me, even though it's not always new information. Sometimes it reminds me like, oh yeah, I meant to do that. I meant to apply that last time I heard it. And so usually, since there's about 3 or 4 trainings every month, I'm getting one about once a week. And so I kind of look forward to it almost like it's one of the shows I watch weekly, my Hulu or Netflix or whatever. Just kind of play it when I need to. Now, the handy thing about a lot of these trainings is that some of them have visuals and things you need to watch, but a lot of times it's just them talking, so you can be washing the dishes and listening to this. You can even have headphones in if other people are nearby. So anyway, listening to trainings like this is really going to help you in your business, not only if you're going to relaunch your business and kind of restart things, but also just as you work your business. It's a great refresher. So let me move this really quick. So I strongly encourage every single one of you to watch a training this week. Okay, so let me get my computer to stop moving. Okay. So here's final thoughts, okay? Go through Jamberry University. Just do it, okay? When you finish that, get into a training and get a launch scheduled, okay? You don't have to call it a launch party, especially if you already had one and if it wasn't that long ago. What I did recently, this was the end of last month, was I called it a catalog launch, which made sense. It was a new catalog. It was the first party that I've had in my home. And so it was kind of new to me because I was launching home parties. I've attended 1.5, we'll consider it like that, home parties before that. Everything else has been online, and I really want to push myself into home parties. So I consider it kind of a launch into the home party and vendor events. So to me, it was relaunching my business. Even though I've been working my business and I've been, doing Facebook parties, it was in a way a relaunch. And I had hit a dry spell where I had gone through a hostess and her sister-in-law and her friend and kind of been done. There were no more parties to be had. And so since I didn't have any hostesses, I was the hostess, and I'm getting my hostess reward soon, so exciting. But anyway, I had a couple of friends, and I'm going to do this again. I might end up doing it every month because it was really successful. Just local people that it ended up being like 4, 5 people, which is seemingly small, but it led to 3 bookings and some big orders, and so I'm thrilled with that. Anyway, point being, get a party scheduled, even if it's not with a hostess. Don't beat yourself up trying to find a hostess. Just host a party yourself, and therefore get an entry. So in the incentive. So that's really simple, doable steps. I mean, I'm certainly here for support as you guys attempt this and really, get into your business and relaunching it. But the point now is you got to do it. If you decided that this is something you want to do, let's do it. Well, anyway, I do need to go. This training's super long because I talk way too much, and probably being by myself, I'm talking more than I normally would. But I really hope that this is helpful for you guys. I hope that seeing things on the screen in real time kind of helped. So let me know if that's helpful for you or not. If not, I can just regularly do YouTube videos and upload it that way. But anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. Let me know if you have any specific, questions, and I'll try and answer those. And I really wish you luck, and let's, relaunch this and kick April's butt and then kick May's butt too. Just get it. So thanks, ladies. Bye.